Thank you very much for joining me on this Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Thank you for sharing the channel, getting the word out about the upcoming weather. We've got something to watch across the Caribbean. I was hinting at this yesterday, trying to find where we would see a spin up. It's becoming a little bit clearer now. Watching this spot, of course, off the coast of Africa, I do believe that is going to get at least very close to the Caribbean as a tropical storm. So again, this is a spot we need to watch, has my full attention going forward. Also watching this, that'll lift up toward the Carolinas. There is Nigel eventually bringing some gusty winds to the UK down the road. Now, here's what's going on. Let me dive into this. I'm going to get into the European model, the American model, and the timing of this system and exactly how strong it could be. See this blob right here? This is what's coming off, this area in here. Now, ahead of it, I'm looking at not just the models, but all the environmental conditions. Sometimes the models could be out to lunch. Really got to see what's going on in the environment. Look at all this rain. So here's Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados, St. Lucia, Grenada. A lot of rain out here. That's telling me the atmosphere has a lot of moisture in it, which means as this blob works its way across, conditions are conducive for development. I've been checking in on the wind shear as well. It's mainly to the north here. Wind shear is a good thing. It knocks off the thunderstorm tops, prevents some development, but wind shear is not going to be a huge factor in this, at least in the long term. So what are the models saying based on everything that's kind of out there? The American model is seeing this becoming a hurricane as soon as early next week. The European model has this becoming a tropical storm and potentially a hurricane down the road. And the Canadian model and the German model has this becoming at least a tropical storm as well. So all the major global models are seeing this developing and potentially developing into at least a tropical storm, even more so a hurricane. Okay, so this is how it stands. Now, this is the American model, and this is going to show a system rolling right into the Caribbean. I'll dive into all of this further. I'm going to get into this off the coast of the Carolinas in a second. Let me take it in time. This weekend, you see this spot right here. That's what I'm watching. Again, a lot of rain here. This weekend, it still may not be classified as a tropical depression yet. It is going to fight off a little bit of wind shear, but as this approaches the Caribbean, it is most likely going to blossom into a tropical storm. Now, does it move into the Caribbean? I'm still not sure. I tell you what I know and what I don't know. I'm still not sure. The American model takes this on Monday as a tropical storm and then drives this right into the Caribbean, potentially as a tropical storm or a hurricane. So I'm going to show you this. It'll look a little alarming, but again, this may change. This is a computer model. You see it right here. This is, though, a possibility based on what I'm seeing. More of the models are coming in line of what the American model is seeing. The European model was basically taking something way out to sea yesterday. It's looking a little bit more like it's going to at least get closer to the Caribbean. So, point being, looking at this, something like this by the early and middle of next week is a possibility. There could be a tropical storm, even a hurricane or close to it near the Caribbean or moving into the Caribbean Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Is that definitely going to happen? Look, we're about 6-7 days out. I expect some changes on this. And here's kind of the flip side of this, what I'm seeing with the European model, and then we'll discuss this together further. I'd like to show you what I'm seeing. So watching this spot here off the coast of the Bahamas, here is Nigel. It'll be weakening, rotating around this area of high pressure, but as it moves toward the UK, that's going to bring some gusty winds. But here's this area here, and I mentioned, look at all this green right here. The European model showing some of that same stuff. There's that area of moisture. The atmosphere is not super dry. So while there's a little wind shear in the short term, conditions are overall conducive for some development at least down the road. So let me take you out in time. Again, here's the Caribbean. You got Puerto Rico, Jamaica, get back toward Belize. Watching this spin up right here, and I'm going to zoom down into that in a moment. So watching that off the coast of the Carolinas. And then you get over here, this is the area. So the European model is also seeing this. So it's not like the models are showing big differences. Now, the European model, though, yesterday and a couple of days ago was basically trying to take something and quickly move it out to sea. It is not doing that at this point, which leads me to believe the American model has been a little bit more onto this. And you can see as we go out in time here, this is working our way into this weekend. This is by early next week. This would be by Sunday night and Monday. And you see the system here. It is still right here trying to make a run at the Caribbean. The European model is a little bit more to the north, so swinging up a little bit more here as we go out in time. but it is showing a tropical depression and developing tropical storm early next week, and then showing something close to the northeastern Caribbean, and then again hinting somewhere from the northeastern Caribbean back here, somewhere in here, which would mean if this were to hold, it would miss the Caribbean. With that said, it's showing a little curve here. Yesterday, it was more over here, so the trend has been closer to the Caribbean. All right, so you've got your weatherman telling you we've got one model showing a tropical storm moving into the Caribbean, another one a near miss. Again, 6-7 days away. So there are going to be some changes to this, but it is just definitely a spot to watch. So if you could, again, I love subscribers. I love when you subscribe and you're part of this weather community, but it's about getting the word out. Getting the word out. The next system to watch is what's coming off the coast of Africa. It could be headed to the Caribbean, and I will let you know what's going to happen in a very measured way. I'll be watching it, and if something does approach, I'll go island by island to give you the specifics. Now, so just kind of to give you a grasp of what we're seeing, the European model makes a little bit of a curve of a tropical storm. The American model brings in a tropical storm or a hurricane Tuesday into Wednesday of next week into the eastern or northeastern Caribbean. So clearly this is kind of my most concern this season. Of course, I was watching Adalia, we've had Lee out there, but as far as the Caribbean is concerned, this does pose a threat. Another reason why I've been mentioning the wind shear, the moisture in the atmosphere, so watching a lot of things out there, and the water temperatures, as we've known, they have been near record warm. So as this, whatever this is, nears the Caribbean, the water temperatures are very warm. You see this kind of light pink shading in here, 30, 31 degrees Celsius. We're in the mid 80s Fahrenheit and even warmer than that in some spots. Definitely the water temperatures are warm enough for development. And it's not only the warm water temperatures, the depth of the warm water is substantial. It's warm way down here. So even if a system kind of churns up water, it brings up more warm water. And these systems really feed off of that. So that is why something could be approaching and then strengthening as it does early next week. So we've got Nigel out there. The next name on the list is Ophelia. That could be what's off the coast of the Carolinas, or it could be what's going to head in the direction of the Caribbean. I don't know which area will get a name first. After Ophelia, the next name on the list is Philippe, and then Rina after that. So this one may get the name first. I'm not sure which one gets a name. If this gets a name, the next name on the list, as I mentioned, is Ophelia, then Philippe after that. And you can see this here, blob of rain this morning near the northern Bahamas. Northern, even in central Bahamas, we've been a little bit wetter. That's with this action. Now, it will lift up to the north. It may gain some tropical characteristics because the water is so warm here. This is Thursday into Friday. Either way, if you're in the Outer Banks or eastern North Carolina, parts of Virginia, as you get toward the tidewater of Virginia, up through the Chesapeake, Delmarva, we're going to see some periods of heavier rain working our way into Friday and this weekend, and some gustier winds. You may get upwards of about 4 inches of rain in some spots, and then this moisture gets tied in with a front, so as we get into Saturday and Sunday, it'll enhance that chance of rain as well up toward New York and then up toward New England. So a big weather maker along the east coast of the United States. Here's Nigel. As I mentioned, there'll be some weakening in that, but it will have some tropical storm characteristics as eventually next week it works its way over toward the UK. Right now, watching a bubbling of showers and storms. There's the tail end of that blob I was talking about over toward the Bahamas that will try to develop and move up toward the Carolinas. Nicaragua on target for some rain. Costa Rica and Panama. Spotty in Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, British and U.S. Virgin Islands. We had a little rain around in spots yesterday. I was mentioning the rain chance trending up, which is some good news. At least we'll see a chance of scattered showers. We have some rain around Barbados this morning. We'll do that again as we work our way into tomorrow. Trinidad and Tobago, chance of rain. Guyana, Suriname, northeastern Venezuela, that rain chance has been picking up. Still in the Bahamas, especially again central and northern Bahamas, we'll see that elevated chance of rain for tomorrow. Tomorrow's rain chance in Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador, even Belize, picks up a touch. And then as we work our way into Friday, spotty showers and storms. All eyes, though, will be off to the east, what is trying to develop and how close it gets to the Caribbean. Just this point in time, it's a little bit too far to tell an exact track of this system, but I'm starting to kind of at least see something that will be approaching us in the Caribbean. Out here, this is Kenneth. That is a tropical storm that'll stay far away from the southwest coast of Mexico and then eventually weaken. So Barbados, the rain chance is higher today. I showed you some of the showers and storms nearby. Same thing the next few days. We're finally getting more activity, at least the chance of rain going up. St. Lucia, Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, we're looking at a 50% chance, 40% chance the next couple of days in Grenada, a 40% chance in the next 2 days, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We work our way into Jamaica, same pattern, some spots getting a few afternoon storms, others have been dry. Belize, 30 to 40% chance over the next 2 days, up to a 50% chance tomorrow in Dominica. More action around. St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat holding at about a 30% chance, a 30% chance over the next few days, Antigua and Barbuda, and a 40% chance the next few days, once again, some afternoon storms around as we work our way into Puerto Rico. We had a few showers, U.S. and British Virgin Islands yesterday. Rain chance stays isolated, passing shower possible. Keep me posted in the comments. 20% chance as we work our way into today and Anguilla, and that higher chance of rain Bahamas. I was covering that for you. 30% chance the next couple days, St. Martin, Ceiba, and Statia. Get back toward the Yucatan and Mexico. Rain chance at about 40%. And as we swing through the Cayman Islands, a 30% chance. 20 to 30% chance today, Turks and Caicos. More of that to the north. Watching out for some pop-up storms in Haiti. And about a 50% chance today in the Dominican Republic. Mainly dry though. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire will eventually see a better chance of rain as we get down the road, but not a whole lot now. Rain chance has been picking up a little bit over toward Guadeloupe and Martinique. We'll be up to that 40% chance for tomorrow. And as we swing back toward Costa Rica, watching out for some areas of flooding. Rain chance 30% today in northern Venezuela, and as we get into Guyana and Suriname, that rain chance has been bumping up. At least we've got some spotty showers, around 40% chance today in Suriname. So all eyes off to the east. What's coming off the coast of Africa? Development possible approaching next week. Does it curve a little bit or does it move right in? Still too early to tell, but again, Tuesday and Wednesday, if something moves in, that would be the time frame in the Eastern Caribbean. Please monitor this with me. I will do everything around the clock, watching out for any changes in this. Definitely go ahead, share this channel any way you'd like. Spread the word that not that something is definitely coming, but this is a spot to watch, and I'll be on top of it for you. Thank you for your trust as we go throughout the hurricane season. I hope you have a good rest of your day.